Hello, and welcome to another episode of Aaron Plays Technic. I've got a wall of chests over here, and I'm just trying to use the space that we have to the best of my ability. Since this room was not big enough, and I already set up all the sorting for all the mined ores and stuff, I wanted to make a mining laser, but it's my understanding that you can only charge it with an MFE or MFSU, neither of which I've made. So instead, I'm going to make a batpack for the diamond drill. And I also made an electric tree tap and a chainsaw. Those things actually they last a while on a charge. The cool thing about the chainsaw is it will collect leaves and vines, much like shears, which I didn't know. I just discovered that when I went out to chop down the trees. So this is a batpack. I believe we can charge it in the geothermal generator. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't give enough power. I know that you can charge it in a bat box, but I think it holds more than 40,000 EU, so it won't fill up. So I'm going to leave that there for a second, and what we need to do is make some teleportation pipes. I think that's what they're called. So I'm going to need... Wait, I've already got stone gears. I might as well use those. So I'm going to use stone. What do I need? 8 of those. Hopefully we have enough gold. Oh yeah, plenty of gold. I've been using gold for the conductive pipes, so alright, so I need to turn those into diamond gears. This is really expensive to make. And then we put our diamond gears in our glass, and then we've got item teleport pipes. And then what we can do is, I want to waterproof 4 of them. No, I'm not going to do 4 yet. I'm going to stash those. I will waterproof 2 of them. I will make 2 of them conductive. And I don't really need the transport version of that yet. I'm going to make 2 more waterproof ones at some point, because what I want to do is when I run out of lava cells up here, which those will actually probably last a while. That's our initial batch that I made. Once that runs out, I want to put a pump down in a lava pool and teleport the liquid straight to the generator, so I don't have to fill it up anymore. One thing I want to do, let's get our batpack. I want to take all the ores out of these chests, and I want to just put them in the ceiling or something, or maybe on the floor in front of it, because it's time to set up a new quarry, and I want to find out how much we get from it. So yep, that's charged, and this thing is filling back up. So we just put that on like a backpack, and I'm going to go ahead and charge this up all the way just because. And let me throw some chests up here and put all this stuff in it. I condensed everything into blocks except for the silver, because it won't do it. And I cooked up quite a bit of refined iron, just because. So I'm going to put these all down here, because the new quarry is going to run off of those combustion engines. And I put a test world. I put 6 engines on that thing instead of just 3, and it wasn't a problem to keep them cool, and we've got plenty of fuel over there. I did, quite a bit of refining. I think what happened last time I tested that was that the pool emptied because it wasn't infinite source blocks or whatever, or an infinite pool. So I think that's why I had that problem. And I don't even know if I need this yet, but I'm going to carry it in case. I'm going to need the teleport pipe, or conductive pipe, and maybe some cobblestone, and I'm going to need the quarry, and some landmarks and redstone torches. So it should be morning by now. It was about midnight when I started. Okay, good. The quarry is going to go right here. The problem with this is, it's going to clear out all this area to build its frame, and it's going to leave a little island floating. So I'm actually going to put this up off the ground about probably 4 or 5 blocks. One other thing I did before I forget, I traded places with this chest and the energy box. What was happening when I was doing some testing was the energy box was over here, and it's just a regular cobblestone junction there. So it's a random thing. Well, when the chest over here filled up, all the items were just falling on the ground. So if I put the chest first, the chest will fill up with cobblestone and dirt and stuff, and then everything else will keep on going, I believe. Once that box fills up, I'm gonna have to test that out, but I believe that's how that works. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Let's go at the combustion engines from this direction. I did a little remodeling. I made a nice little set of stairs, a little observation deck with safety rails, and our quarry is actually going to go all the way up to probably this corner or 1 block over. I did refine a bunch of the stuff, and I added a couple more tanks for the leftover, because I wanted to empty this because I don't want it to suck any power away from the quarry operation. So I'm just gonna pop that on top here, and we'll put it right in the middle. And then if we right click it, I'm just going to set it to frequency 1, receive false, because this is going to send the power. And I will make 2 more combustion engines, at least, maybe 3. And what I also may do is set up a pipe from one of these tanks to automatically fill these things with engines and just run them around the clock. It is considerably faster with the combustion engine electricity than it was with the solar panels. And speaking of solar panels, I went ahead and I just put them straight above this other bat box, so we'll have access to it. If I'm out here with a drill and I need to charge my batpack or something, I can just throw it in there. I also tested to see if blocks will go out of the bottom of the quarry, and they will. That was a concern for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and raise this up. See, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That ought to do it. And then what I'll do is I'll just make a little platform right here. If I can put a block there, maybe I can't. And I had put the cobblestone there to make it a little wider ledge so I don't accidentally fall off, because that is definitely something I would do. So apparently I missed one. Quarry goes there, so I'm going to need to put a block right here. I think you can't do that because you're actually like 3/4 of a block high or whatever. So let's see, this in line. Let's put our torch up there. And after this episode, I'm going to go ahead and make a little deck right here, but I'm not going to worry about it right this second. So redstone torch fires off in all directions. So let's go this way first. And the fiasco I had last time placing the quarry, I did figure out that it was because you have to knock out all the redstone torches before you can start your quarry, or before you can set your thing. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing right here. I think that's good, and the main reason is just because I wanted to mine that coal, and I want to take advantage of all of our awesome new energy. Okay, so that, I believe it's going to build the orange thing right on there, and it'll mine one block inside. So let's set up our third one over there before it gets dark, because it is about, it is almost dusk, I guess. And I think that this only shoots out 64 blocks, so I'm going to go ahead and make it as far as it will go. Alright, so that will take out this whole area. Horses, snakes, cats included. I'm just kidding, it won't hurt the animals. Which is kind of weird because there's a lot of neutral mobs, like, you know, horses and mice and stuff, always running around the quarry. I need an exterminator or a Pied Piper or something. Alright, so let's put our quarry right there. Oh man, did that really happen? Totally forgot to do that. Okay, there we go. There's our yellow tape. And all we need to do is put a conductive pipe, and then the power teleport pipe right there. Set it to frequency 1, receive true. And then as soon as we fire up that engine, it ought to get to work. So let's put that there, and we'll put the redstone right there. Yep, that's good enough. And I went through manually and destroyed all the orange rails over here because they were annoying. So I'm not sure why that line is black. Maybe because there's stuff in the way, but we're going to fire this up, and then we'll watch that little laser take away everything, and then it should be good. So I've got a couple of lines of fuel in each of these, and we'll flip them on. We see the power going up to our teleport pipe, as well as our water pump. And you can see this thing is moving. You can see the electricity. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it. You see the electricity getting zapped out of the teleport pipe into that conductive pipe and into the quarry. So it's working. Oh no. Hell no. Get away from my machines. Let's hit him with the drill. Really doesn't seem to do a lot more than the sword. Alright, that could have been very bad because that thing was not cheap to make, and I would have been very upset if that creeper destroyed it. So our batpack is still looking good. We really haven't done a lot of digging yet. But if you see how fast that thing is going, let's go up here and look. I don't know if we can see. That is taking away those blocks much more quickly than the other one did, and it actually does the mining just as quickly. So that's pretty awesome. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go and hang out. I'm going to cut the video, and when this thing is done and the quarry actually starts moving, then I'll come back and we'll see how much faster it is than it was just running off the solar power. And while I'm doing that, I will craft 2 more combustion engines and put them on the line over there. And then I'm not really sure if that will waste energy or not, because those things only take so much power. So if we're generating extra power, it might not work. So what I'll do is I'll look up in the wiki while this thing is working, and then if I need to make 2 more engines, I will, and if not, then I'll just leave it. So I will see you shortly. Okay, welcome back. The thing is making the frame right now. I looked up in the wiki and it doesn't say anything about how much energy the quarry will use. It just says it runs the fastest on combustion engines. The wiki did mention that it takes 4 combustion engines running on oil to run a refinery at full capacity or whatever, but it only takes 2 engines running on fuel. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and make 2 more combustion engines and put them in line there, since it's not a problem to cool them and keep them running. We've got plenty of fuel. When we run out of fuel here, I mean, there's still stuff at the bottom there, and actually let's turn these pumps on right now because I want to pump that thing dry. Alright, I haven't really made myself a way to get back up here. I probably ought to have extended the platform a little so I could get to that. So I'm going to let that pump and fill these things up again, but I'm not going to turn on the refinery. So I'm going to make 2 more engines. We'll put them on the block here, and when we're not quarrying, the engines can run the refinery. If I make another refinery, it can run both refineries at full capacity. But I've got enough fuel for a while, so it's really not that much of an issue. So you see how fast this thing is moving. I have to make sure that nothing sneaks up on us. It may be better or easier to see in daylight, so I'm not even sure if it's like midnight or what. I don't see the moon, so it's got to be past midnight, and I think I've got a few minutes to spare in the video. So you see all of our items here have no problem coming out of the bottom of the quarry, and just how many items are coming out at once is a pretty good indicator of how quickly the thing is working. So I'm pretty happy with this. So while this is doing it, whoa, ogres. I wonder if we should fight those guys. I'll probably lose durability in my sword while that's happening. As long as he doesn't get anywhere near the orange thing, I think it'll be okay. Couple of obsidian, sweet. And I need the spider because I want to make a mining backpack, and you have to have string and wool for that. Oh, you're kidding me. I don't have a bucket of water on me right now. Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Ooh, so close, so close. Wow. A little excitement for you this episode. Apparently the thing harvests flowers, which I didn't know, and that's cool. But this is how fast it's going. I think that's probably about as fast as we could do it, maybe slightly faster. I know that it's Well, I think it's even faster if I were to add a couple more engines. When I did it in my test world with 6 engines, that thing was hauling. It was so fast. So let's go make those before morning, and then we'll plug them in and probably just put fuel in them manually for now. I didn't want to fill those things up for fear that they would overheat and explode and waste a lot of fuel. So what are we going to need? We're going to need redstone, probably not that much of it. We're going to need cobblestone and wood and iron. Let me see, where did I put the wood? Right here. There we go. This is why I didn't want to put everything in the energy box, because if I had, then, you know, I actually ran into this issue before. I didn't have any cobblestone to make something, and I had to go trade it out with the equivalent exchange thing. And I think that I'm only going to need 2 of those for now. I'm going to need some glass, which is all over here. So it's pistons, glass, iron, and oh, I have to make iron gears. And I think it takes 2 per engine. So I don't think that that is going to be... No, it's not going to be enough iron, so... Another zombie brain. Alright. Okay, so gears, piston, glass, and then 6 of these. 2 more combustion engines. And I'm going to stash these pipes right now because I don't want to die with them and have them blow up by a creeper or something. What am I going to need? Wood conductive pipe. Because I don't remember if I put it on there or not. I made spots for the engines. Okay, wrench. I made spots for the engines, but I don't remember if I put the wooden conductive pipe for the power. What I should have done was grab my chainsaw and fought some zombies with my chainsaw. Alright, so if I can place that, it's automatically going to face that engine. And then we'll just flip them around, and they're already filling up with water, which is nice. And then all I need to do is put a little bit of fuel in each of them, and they will automatically turn on. So let me see how much fuel are in these other ones. Two lines, and there may not be enough left in that tank. That's like a fraction of a bucket or something. Alright, so we got 2 lines of fuel in each of these, and basically I'll just run those out of fuel, and then when they need to get refilled, then I'll do the pipeline thing to pipe the stuff over here. So I'm kind of curious. It looks like this is still flowing. So we're going to end up with quite a bit of fuel. It should last quite a while. See, that thing's moving even faster now. So I may go ahead and make one more engine. And I think I can just pop it in line right here, or maybe right here. I'm not really sure how far away they need to be from other things. I mean, I figure I can't put it right there, because there's no water pipe. So I'm not sure if the pump will put it straight in there. Like if you put a geothermal generator next to the macerator, it'll run it without any fiber cable or any kind of cable. I figured out that the feathers in here, I think it was in here, zombies were falling in that water thing and dying, drowning. Chickens too, probably, but definitely zombies. I want to race it. I want to race it on the next one. We'll just start right here. Well, we're faster than it at dirt, but I don't know if we're faster than it for cobblestone. Probably a toss-up. Either way, it's doing the work for us, so you can't beat that. So I think that'll do it for this episode. I think you need 2 wool and 4 string to make the miner's backpack. And I actually thought I'd go down and do a little bit of mining. But I wanted to make that backpack first. And I think I'm going to look into the MFE and the MFSU. Well, probably not the MFSU yet. Probably look into the MFE. We're doing okay on power from the bat boxes because, well, these things don't run all the time. And when they do, I don't think they're much of a draw on the system. So the thing has not found any coal yet. I had thought about piping the coal directly into the macerator since I have all this charcoal wherever I put it. We're doing okay on that. We don't really need to worry about the coal. So I thought about that, but since it's an afterthought, the piping, you know, it has to come into the top of the macerator, and so it'd be really a trick to get it over here without blocking off you know, the walkway or whatever. So one more thing before I end this. It's almost done. Our safety railing and stuff comes all the way around the side here, and I didn't really come around, but I wanted a way to get here if I was up on top or in the middle, and I planned on making a stairway down to that hallway that's at sea level that goes from here in to our little resource room, but I didn't really get around to that, and I don't know if it's going to happen because of the way the storage tanks are, so that's really not that big of a deal. So anyway, there are all 5 of our combustion engines. They're all green. They should have no problem keeping water and staying cool, and they are running this quarry like a boss, or like 5 bosses, I guess. So the next time we you see this quarry, it's probably going to be pretty close to done because I'm a couple days ahead recording, and this probably won't see the internet for like two or 3 days. So we'll check in next time and see how everything's going. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.